Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo.
As Gilgaboo the jarrow as Falch eru gus Gullis Gaccan.
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
As Fudmud Grey fast am Irish Ruth as ni Ruth Kerr and Pashnas a Hemshire ons Gaelg doen.
Fast am I, Phil. Ní an flia mans ry-cheilley began a vegan Gael frasnach vis trom na Keartan. Bí gia nie as bio na niatal de inadach as an temperele smú 6 Celsius jeg. Ní na frasens ry-cheilley san as the beg as bí gerra an le chirim as giaull. Bí chirim nach le shallan gyn bodulan as ní'n ghea jinda the hit vayan sheer as niatacha gus niatal. Bí an temperele slú 10 Celsius. Bí chirim as giaull san a chúsmú merach le shallan grianach roos me bis chit the vei bodulach san as the beg as hig flia as dramen rish fud na hi. Ní an ghea nia bio na niatal ludacha bit beg as chit vayan sheer as bí an temperele smú 6 Celsius jeg. Bí flia as dramen on sa tajach jamurt, ach ní sios ry-cheilley de gerage as esh bí chirim san a chúsmú ach bodulach. Ní an gia nie as mínach na bio laudacha gus fé san asta, as bí an temperele smú 8 Celsius jeg. Irí na gréine ag cerú rois 2 merach as lai na gréine ag 2 minute rois jai dew.
And the weather in English. Rain at first this afternoon will clear gradually to leave occasional showers, some of which could be quite heavy. Breezy with a fresh or locally strong southwesterly wind and highs of 17 degrees C. The showers will gradually dry away this evening, leaving a dry and bright end to the day. Mostly dry tonight with clear spells as the wind turns to the west and becomes strong. Minimum temperature around 10 degrees C. Outlook. Much of tomorrow will be dry and bright with sunny spells before it turns cloudy through the evening ahead of rain and drizzle developing overnight. Outbreaks of rain and drizzle at first on Tuesday will soon clear to become mostly dry but remaining largely cloudy.
Manx Glass and Glazing can supply and install single, double and triple glazing. Call 674 573 or visit the showroom on the Snugborough Trading Estate. Galas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And that was Robbie Williams, and it says Robbie Williams Kylie, so maybe Kylie was involved with this too, and it's called Kids. And maybe we'd better not speculate about why it's called that or any of that. But fast am I, Ruth, and
Fast am I.
what have you been up to for the past month?
Goodness, you know when you ask me, someone asks you that and you think your brain goes completely blank. As always happens to me on a Monday morning and someone goes, what have you been up to this weekend? And I go, I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast my mind back to what I was doing. It's been a good month. It's been a busy month. It's been a month of mixed weather, hasn't it, as well?
It's certainly been that.
My goodness. I've been hopping on the good days. I've been making use of my rail card, I must say. I was going to say I'm a big fan of the you can get these platinum rail cards and you can hop on and off the train and the tram and the mountain railway, and they're such good value and you get it for a full calendar year. So I was on the tram last weekend and that was very good. Just love it. Just love trundling along on it. Yeah.
And the Gaelg for train.
Oh, well, train.
And
then tram lectrach for the electric tram.
Yeah.
You can probably guess which part is tram.
And of course, the railway is the...
Oh, well, you can say red yarn. And red is a road or a way, and yarn is iron. So it's an iron road, isn't it?
Yeah.
An iron way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've heard that in English, like you say about
the iron road.
Iron road.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yes, I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to be said for the trams and the train, isn't there? They could just do with having a stop at Ballicolferric, and then I'd be more inclined to use them. But but you know, I particularly enjoyed it a few years ago now, going into Douglas during TT week and taking the breakfast train, and that was something special.
I tried to do that this year because I had a meeting in town actually in TT week, and I thought, well, I'll go straight there on the train, but they weren't doing the breakfast train this year. I was so sad. I was going to get a bap which had pronigan, which is sausages for anyone who doesn't know that word. Pronigan is a very good word. And but I did get the train back. I got the late train. I think it left at 6:30 that day, so I was able to get the train one of the ways anyway.
And pronig is a funny one because prona in Manx is to squash in or to push in, isn't it? So and then if you put an ag on it means a thing. So a squashed in thing.
And it's often like a little diminutive thing, isn't it? It's like een, where you get in Irish, where a lot of my friends will put een on the end of things. It makes it quite cute, doesn't it? You know. Pronag. Yeah.
So
I like that word.
Yes. So if anyone's listening from Red Jan, Elian Vannin, we want the breakfast train back. Yes.
Complete with pronigan.
Well, time for a piece of music, and it's always a mystery to me, but this is Savage Garden to the Moon and Back remix, not just any old version. This is the remix.
As Manx as Harry Kelly's cottage, we are your Manx Radio.
She's taking her time making up the reasons to justify all the hurt inside. Yes, she knows from the smiles and the look in their eyes, everyone's got a theory about the bitter one. They're saying, well, mama never loved her much and daddy never keeps in touch. That's why she shies away from human affection. But when somewhere in a private place, she packs her bag from outer space. And now she's waiting for the right kind of pilot to come. And she'll say to him, she'll say, I will fly to the moon and back if you'll be my baby. Gotta take it for a world where we belong. So would you be my baby? daddy never keeps in touch. That's why she shies away from human affection. But somewhere in a private place, she packs a bag for outer space. And now she's waiting for the right kind of pilot to come. And she'll say yeah, I will fly to the moon and back. If you'll be my baby, gotta take it for a world where we belong. So won't you be my baby? I will fly to the moon and back. If you'll be my baby, gotta take it for a world where we belong. So would you be my baby? If you'll be my baby, 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 I would fly to the moon and back. If you'll be.
Station and nation running over Vannin.
As Falch Aru Rash, Gus Gullas Gaccan, welcome back. Yes, we were talking about what you were up to.
What I've been up to,
and,
yes.
And that wonderful rail card.
Yes,
and,
I do love
and
it.
you've been telling me off air that you've
Been making good use
You've
of it.
already got your money
Basically
back.
paid it off. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say. So what have you been up to?
Well, I have for over 3 years, as listeners will attest, because they've been hearing this from me for many years now, certainly 3 years, maybe 4. I've been building a hedge, and it's not a big hedge. It's not a particularly long stretch of hedge. It's probably 30 yards long at most, and I've got it just over half finished. And then a year went by and nothing happened with it, so I decided, right, TT fortnight. I had Radio Manx blaring away in the background with the TT races when they happened on, and I started the last half of the hedge, and I decided after we got to the end of the TT fortnight, and I'd got some progress made, got all the footing stones in, I decided, right, the only way I'm going to finish this is if I do something quite extreme, like not have a shave until I've finished. So that's what I've decided. So to verzeg get a smegel, a beard is growing on my chin now, and it will keep growing
Until you finish the hedge.
until the hedge is finished.
Yes.
And we'll see where that gets me. So it could be that I'll be open for hire at Christmas
Well,
time.
I was going to say
Jishiganolach, Father Christmas. Yeah,
I was just wondering.
but I'm hoping. I am hoping that it'll be finished, because I'm not sure. The faseg, I had a beard, Trevor me egg, when I was young, but I don't. That would be probably nearly, certainly 35 years ago. And I don't know, it seems to have grown a different colour than it was 35 years ago, and I'd forgotten how scratchy and itchy the blooming things are. So yes, I'm not sure whether well, it's a good motivation to get the hedge built. So yes. We've had a couple of texts in, and we'll come to those very shortly, but it's time for some of these boys. Well, yes, we'll have a listen to some of these fellas.
Gullas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
She's a river and she's turning there in front of me. Stand back, get back, she'll paint your blue skies black. She can spool that protection, she got a resurrection feel. When I'm scared and about to lose, she gives me traveling shoes. She's a That's where I'm gonna be.
Manx as a dish of spuds and herring. Manx Radio.
I'm not sure whether they'd be spods and herring, would they? They'd be spuds. They'd definitely be spuds. Spuds and herring. Preathan a skeathan.
Yes.
Skeathan is a wonderful word. I love skeathan.
Yeah, it's a good word, isn't it?
Herring. And preathan is potatoes.
Yes.
Anyway, what were we... yes, we were going to... couple of messages into the programme, and please do write into the programme and ask us any questions about anything at all, including things like nuclear physics and I don't know.
Don't ask me about nuclear physics.
Well, don't then. Let's limit it. Let's just stick to anything to do with the Manx language.
Yes.
And maybe we might even be pushed a bit on Manx folklore and history, but certainly the Manx language, we should be able to come up with something. And this is exactly what Robert did, hot off the mark, 5 minutes past 4. Robert says, hi Phil, what is, can I associate myself with the comments from the Honourable Member from Fermanagh in Gaelg, Guramayad? Well, I would say, Notham they kiaull rish, na foglan, vai an altar honour all, vai Fermanagh. How is that? So Notham ve kiaull, can I be bound with or joined with, I suppose. Na foglan, the words vai an altar honour all from the Honourable Member vai Fermanagh. So how's that? Yes, I think that would be all right, would it?
I'm very confused why you would want that in Manx, but why not, I suppose.
Well,
but
you never
it's
know.
just a very strange sentence.
It might come in for something at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
And then again, it might not. And then a probably slightly easy one. Phil, Fastamai, and for Ruth too, have just been to the Hodgson Loom Art Exhibition Soul Experience. amazing colours of art on display. Please, what is the Manx for loom?
Well, loom is corgi.
Weaving.
You could say fiderach.
Yep. And art display.
I did tashbanas ellen. So tashbanas is a display or an exhibition, and ellen is art, spelt differently to Ellion, which is the word for island. So ellen is Ellyn, and that means art.
And we did have Cúnsail na Helen. Was it Cúnsail na Helen? And it was, wasn't it?
Something like
that. The Arts Council, the Alderman Arts Council.
Yes.
I don't think they use their Manx
I haven't seen that
title
for a while.
too often.
No.
But it's a shame. So yes, that is what we have. And of course, in Manx dialect and in the old folklore recordings, you often hear them talking about the Cogie House. The Cogie House was just basically the weaver's shed. And but there's a song too, isn't there? The
Yes.
Aran the Fee.
There is.
The weaving song.
There is. I don't know if you want me to give a little blast of it.
Yes, go
Do you
on,
want me
why
to give
not?
a little blast? So this is a trad song, traditional song, and it's basically talking about the way that the shuttle is moving to create the fabric, and then in the chorus it's basically saying may God's blessing be on this cloth and on the woven wool and on the garment that it'll become, and on me myself the weaver as well. So it's a nice song. And it goes like this. O chittas golas muias thaias tami genu ega fight and spell gol harish spell gol fo the genu skeliag jegas do. The bani chi an ega shores a snaiva nolan snu as a comna trevis son as banach morgidorum. And then the second verse basically talks more about how it's moving. Oh, noos as niece as noon as null, so up and down and hither and thither, so side to side, and talks about it growing as a bit of cloth. And it's nice, isn't it? Nice. It's got a bit of movement. I paused after the verse because I'm so used to singing it with Keggin Cúideach, the choir of obviously Annie directs that you sing in as well. That I was so tempted to pause because there's usually a little bit where the men go Jogas do, which means, or Jargas do, which means red and black. So I sort of paused in my head for that little bit. But yeah, it's a nice wee song.
Yes, it is. Well, time for another. Well, is there? Is there time? Yes, go on, there is. Time for another piece of music. And this next piece of music, once we've got an advert or two out of the way, is Nightworks.
Oh, I love Nightworks.
And Sola.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.
since I was a boy in Rossi and became aware of differences between the history I read in books and the oral accounts I heard around me. I have been very skeptical of what might be called received history. The million people, for instance, who died in Ireland in the 19th century, the million more who had to emigrate, the thousands of families forced from their homes in the Highlands and Islands. Why was all that? Famine, overpopulation, improvement, the Industrial Revolution, expansion overseas. You see, not many of these people understood such words. They knew only Gaelic. But we know now another set of words: clearance, empire, profit, exploitation. And today we live with the bitter legacy of that kind of history. Our Gaelic language is threatened with extinction. Our way of life besieged by the forces of international big business. Our country is beggared by bad communication. Our culture is vitiated by the sentimentality of those who have gone away. We have, I think, a deep sense of generation and community, and this has in so many ways been broken. We have a history of resistance, but now mainly in the songs we sing. Our children are bred for emigration, 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 emigration. Well, I was expecting a jingle to play there, but it didn't. So I'll press this button.
Session and Nation Radio Vannin.
I just had to coax it a little bit. It was a little shy of playing itself, and out it came anyway. So, little bit late on the weather. With rain at first this afternoon, gradually clear to leave occasional showers, some of which could be quite heavy, and they were. The showers will gradually dry away this evening, leaving a dry and bright end to the day. Much of tomorrow will be dry and bright with sunny spells before it turns cloudy through the evening, ahead of rain and drizzle developing overnight. The outbreaks of rain and drizzle at first on Tuesday will soon clear to become mostly dry, but remaining largely cloudy, as ons Gaelg.
Níon flea mans le téal beganna bhegan figil frasnach vis trom na Ceartan. Ní na frasan le téal san asta beg as bí jeran le chirim as Gael. Hurrah! In riet bí chirim as Gael san a chúsmú merach le shallan grianach rosh me visé chit the ve bodgelach san asta beg as hic flea as dramen rish fudnahi as bí flea as dramen on sa tajach de murt ach ní seo le téal de garage as esh bí chirim san a chúsmú ach bodgelach.
As I was about to launch into Gaelg there, the jingle, of course, was our little hint that it is time for a Manx track, and I've gone with Mactullach Vannin and Jaunasach Vona, Mona's Delight.
Galas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And yes, that is our signal for you to drag your tables and chairs back and have a little jig about the kitchen table. And I thought we'd have a little jig about the kitchen table to MacTulloch Vannin this week. And this is, hopefully, Ionasach Vona. And there we are, MacTulloch Vannin there with Ionasach Vona. And yes, they probably still are my favourite traditional Manx music band. I do like, what are they called? Clash Fua. I think they're excellent, but they're perhaps less traditional, but more, certainly lots of really good Manx language, Manx songs there from Clash Fua. But yeah, MacTulloch Vannin, rather good, I think. And I do. And that was quite eerie, because obviously I must have voice tracked the start and finish of Ionasach Vona on a previous occasion, and I just found it lying in my folder, and I thought, right, yes, we'll play that. And I wasn't expecting me to introduce it and talk about it at the finish as well. But a great piece of music, but just the same, from MacTulloch Vannin. I do think it was kind of the seminal work for traditional music. I mean, it was one of the first bits of recorded traditional Manx music, and it's still among the best in my view.
Take that pain, pass it down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You stay up counting down the days till you make your escape, but you're afraid you cannot run what's running through your veins. Oh, you're carrying the weight in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time to break the chain that left you scarred from where you came into who you are. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, I won't pretend that I know half the hell you've seen, but that don't mean it's something that you're destined to repeat. Oh, you're stronger than you think. No, it has to end, but but you don't know where to start. You can pack your bags and I'll meet you where you are. Oh, I'll be waiting in the car in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time to break these chains that left you scarred. From where you came isn't who you are. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. The storm keeps on raging, but don't you forget, God's not done with you yet. When it feels like you're losing the war in your head, just know this isn't the end. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time. You still got to break these chains that left you scarred. From where you came isn't who you are. Oh, my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline.
That was Alex Warren, jelly roll, it says. I'm not sure whether that's something that Alex Warren was eating, or maybe it's a person. Or
I'm guessing it's not Jelly Roll Morton, the famous jazz pianist from
Well-
earlier in the 20th century.
Probably not.
No.
And anyway, the piece of music was called Bloodline, and it says here, Alexander Warren Hughes was born on the 18th of September 2000, and is an American singer-songwriter, a YouTuber and influencer. So he lost me after singer-songwriter. A founding member of the collaborative TikTok group, The Hype House, from 2019 to 2022. And yes, this is a mystery, a world unknown
Fair
to a hedge builder, I'm afraid.
I thought his voice sounded quite like, Zach Colligan, if you've come across
Right.
him over here. He's a great singer-songwriter, young lad. Well, not that young, but he's about 18, I suppose. And he's just released a song. And I can't remember the name of it, but I'd listened to it. It was good, and it went up. It got into the UK charts for being
Right.
streamed and things. It's
Very
really,
good.
very good. So, Jint the Mai, Zach, well done. And his voice, the person we've just listened to, his voice sort of reminded me a wee
Yeah.
bit of Zach's,
Well,
and vice versa.
I had the opportunity to review some of the songs before the show, and I thought, yes, I'll leave that one in. That's pretty
Nice and upbeat.
Yes, nice piece of music. Right, Emma. Somebody texted in. I don't know whether it was Emma, but they texted in and asked, "What is the Manx for the name Emma, please?"
And this sent us on a bit of an etymological deep dive,
It
because
did.
we knew that we hadn't heard the word Emma in, say, biblical. It's not a biblical name, so usually you find if you think it's a biblical name, it will be in Manx as well, because you think things like John or Jewan and things like that as well, or Owen,
Yeah.
things like that, isn't it? And other biblical names tend to be, but we knew we didn't know it from the Bible, and so we did a little dive, and it's a German name apparently. I did not know that until 5 minutes ago.
Well, you taught me something.
Yeah.
I learned, what do they say? Shen krapla gelja Emma
Well,
hone. Another
quite.
wrinkle on me bottom.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes, Emma. So,
Yeah.
Emma is a German name.
It's a German word and German name, and it means whole or universal. So we were trying to think of, well, how could you say that? I mean, normally with something like that, if it's a Germanic name or a name from another language where we don't have a Manx version of it, we would probably just say Emma. But I mean, I suppose you could think about how would you say whole or complete or something like that. And there are a few different ways of saying whole. I mean, you could say slen, which is kind of complete or whole, isn't it? But I
Yeah,
think it would be
yeah.
a bit weird if you called somebody slen. Just doesn't sound right. as a
Yes,
name.
and Len might be describing what that they've had a good feed or rather too much to drink.
Yes, this is it. So it's maybe a bit dangerous to go down that route. So it doesn't really. We would just say our sort of advice would be just stick with Emma.
Yeah. Or the Manx, of course, would be Emma.
Well, yeah, very much longer. Emma.
Yes.
Emma.
Right, time for another piece of music, and this time it is the Sons of Guns, and it's getting better.
Galas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
You got the habit of looking at the bright side. I've got the foresight to see it from the other side. Looked at the weather, told me there's a storm on the rise. But I didn't want to rock the boat, so I kept it inside. It's getting better, don't be so bitter. It's getting better every day and all of the time. Listen, honey, ain't got no money, ain't being funny, but feels like you're wasting your time on me. Precious time I see. You're selling and I ain't buying. Hell for leather, creeping up my blind side. Stone tether keeps my feet from slipping and sliding. Went to the river, found myself taking a ride. But I didn't want to rock the boat, so threw it over the side. It's getting better, don't be so bitter. It's getting better every day and all of the time. Listen, honey, ain't got no money, ain't being funny, but feels like you're wasting your time on me. Precious time I see. You're selling and I ain't buying. It's getting better, don't be so bitter. It's getting better every day and all of the time. Listen, honey, ain't got no money, ain't being funny, but everything can turn on a dime. I see that you're lying to me. You're selling and I ain't buying.
And that was the Sons of Guns. It's getting better, and it is getting better every day. And we've got a few minutes before the end of this hour of the programme, but we'll talk about the Laa Columb or the Laa Columb Killey. Never entirely. I work on the principle that Laa would be the, what was it now? Laa was the nominative, or is it not? Laa is the dative form, and La is the nominative form in Irish. So Laa Columb Killey would fit in with the dative form and dative and guess. I'm making this
You've
up.
slightly
really.
lost me, I have to say.
But basically, it means it's to do with a time. That's what because all the Manxies used to talk about the Laa Columb Killey all my life growing up, and that's 60 years now. But I know in Manx we would tend now to say the Laa Columb Killey, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so it's coming up, isn't it, on Friday?
It is.
Which is nice.
So we'll have a little chat about that.
Yes.
There's also the Year of the Manx Language that is coming up, and we'll find out all about that.
And Tynwald Day, of course, as well. Soon.
Yes, Laa Tynwald.
Talk about that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
And, of course, the nights are drawn in now, aren't they?
Oh, no, don't say that. Someone said that to me yesterday. We were on the way home and just been out for some food. And they were like, oh, the summer solstice is tonight. And I said, well, I think was it not Friday night? Not last night. I think it was Friday night or something. Anyway, whatever. And they went, well, winter's coming now anyway. It's like, oh, my goodness, stop it.
Yes, I suspect we've still got a few evening walks that we can fit in before it goes too far. But anyway, time for the final piece of music before 5 o'clock. You Spin Me Around by Dead or Alive. as Trenish son and Hampshire.
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
And, we'll do it in English and then Manx. Rain at first this afternoon will gradually clear to leave occasional showers, some of which could be quite heavy. Breezy with a fresh or locally strong south-westerly wind and highs of 17 degrees. The showers will gradually die away this evening, leaving a dry and bright end to the day. Mostly dry tonight with clear spells as the wind turns to the west and becomes strong. Minimum temperature around 10 degrees C. The outlook, much of tomorrow will be dry and bright with sunny spells before it turns cloudy through the evening ahead of rain and drizzle developing. The outbreak of rain and drizzle at first on Tuesday will soon clear to become mostly dry, but remaining largely cloudy. The sun rises at 4:45 tomorrow and the sunset 5 to 10 today, as ons Gaelg.
Níon flia Mans Lacheil Begana Vegan Fagale Frasnaga vis Trom na Keaton. Bí gia nia as biona niatul and the inadach is in temperela smoo shach Celsius jeg. Nín the frasans Lacheil san as the beg as bí jeran le chirim as gal. Bí a chirim nach le shalangan bodulin as nín ghea chinda the het vain shear as niatacha gus niatul. Bí in temperela slew 2 Celsius. In riet, bí a chirim as gal son a chuj smoo merach le shalan grianach rosh me vis a chit the ve bodulach san astabeg is hig flia as derman rish fud na he. Bí flia as derman on sa tajach jamur tach ni shos la chail de garage as ash bí a chirim son a chushmu ach badulach. Erin a grania ag keru rosh queg merach as line a grania ag queg min a rosh jai jew.
Manx Glass and Glazing can supply and install single, double and triple glazing. Call 674 573 or visit the showroom on the Snugborough Trading Estate. Galla's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
S Club 7 and Reach.
When the world leaves you feeling blue, you can count on me. I will be there for you.
When it seems all your hopes and dreams are a million miles away, I will
S Club 7 with Reach. And I remember my very small daughter bopping about to this, and she'd have been 5 when this was released.
I was bopping about myself.
Yeah, I saw a bit of bopping
Yes.
going on there just now.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Aw.
Memories of youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It sort of made me feel a little bit sick when you were like, oh, that came out in 2000. Like, what?
Yeah.
25 years ago. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's...
Scary.
Just wait till you get to my age. And one of the things that I just discovered is that I'm still, how would we put it, more than half the age of the Laa Columb Killey. The Laa Columb Killey has been running now for 113 years.
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
Yes.
founded in 1912.
Wow.
And why is it the Laa Columb Killey?
Well, it's actually really kind of close to summer solstice, actually, is the birth date of Columb Killey. And Columb Killey is St. Columba, and he was sort of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but he was sort of, I suppose, given the credit for bringing over Irish to Scotland and to the Isle of Man. I'm sure it probably took more than one man to do
Yes,
that, actually.
yeah.
But
And he also brought Christianity with
he
him
brought
as well.
Christianity as well. Sorry, I'm not just the Manx language, eventually. But of course, Manx comes from Old Irish, and so does Scottish Gaelg. They're all interlinked, the 3 languages. So the actual chapel, or the abbey, I should say, up in Iona is supposed to be very, very old. And he was around 1500 years ago. So back in 2021, there was a big celebration of 1500 years since he was born. So I suppose it's all to do with that, really. And I mean, I've always wondered why specifically the parish of Arbury celebrated it, but I was wondering if it was to do with...
it's the church.
The church, yes, of
is,
course.
is St. Columba.
Oh.
But why is it? I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yes.
From the limited research I've done, there's no real ancient link with Columb Killey, the Irish saint. But yes, it's great that we do it, and it's all my life I've been going to the Laa Columb Killey, and as a young scholar. I was I entered the handwriting competition, and I won the handwriting competition.
Still dining out on that now, Phil?
Well, yes. Anyone who looks at my handwriting would wonder how I could possibly have won it. But I think my dad won it when he was entered it too. So, and then I've been in the wildflower competition a few times. And I'm not sure you're allowed to go picking wildflowers these days.
Oh, and I would say no.
And the what do they call them? You make things out of bits of vegetables and make animals and things. I think I possibly went in that before too. But yeah, a wonderful event. They've shifted it though. It's on a Friday now, not the traditional Thursday, and it's it hasn't rained every day that they've moved it to the Friday, and I'm sure it won't rain this coming Friday either.
Hopefully not.
We don't want it to rain on their parade. Absolutely. And the parade, as I say, leaves the parish hall at Ballabeg at 2:30 and arrives in the Fairfield around about 2:45 when proceedings get underway.
There's an awful lot going on the day. I always remember, when I was at Castle Rushen, I always remember being very envious of the children of Arbury Parish, because they always used to be able to get the day off and nobody else did.
Yeah.
And the envy was real. You can go to the website if you use the web and find out what's going on. It's spelt Laa for Laa, Columb Coulumb, and then Killey is Killey, like of course in various place names around the island, like Ballakillia. There's those going on, and there's the exhibition tent, which is open from 3. There's Manx dancing display by Arbury School, of course, a very, very good Manx dances led by Triana, who's an excellent dance teacher, and one of the teachers there, and lots of things to do and field attractions, and there's music by Castletown Silver Band,
and actually
and all sorts going on.
You mentioned there the Manx dancing,
yes,
and theihll, who we heard David Collister, who we heard on Mactulloch Vannin earlier. He tends to play the fiddle for the dancers. So,
he does. So
yes.
it's a good thing. And then there's the Killey in the evening, which is at 7:00. So even if you're at school that day, you can probably get to the Killey and all the things going on after school.
Absolutely.
You enjoy that as well.
Yes, so. And a good feed, mighty good feed in the tea tent. Always a good feed in the tea tent.
Nice.
So yes, that should be a cracking day.
Absolutely.
And yes, what was that? There was something I was going to mention, and I can't think what it was. Yeah, it's always good to catch up with people. You always see people that you don't see from one year to the next, apart from at the Laa Columb Killey, which is great.
And for anyone who doesn't know where the Laa Columb Killey actually takes place, it's just basically opposite Arbury School, isn't it? It's just in the fields there, yeah. So you can't really miss it because there's big marquees. So if you see some snow white tents, you're in the right place.
Yeah, good. Well, time for another piece of music, and it's not a love song. This one, it's by Bon Jovi.
As Manx as a foxtail ferret, Manx Radio.
This ain't a love song.
Should have seen it coming when the roses died. Should have seen the end of summer in your eyes. Should've listened when you said goodnight. You really meant goodbye. Baby, ain't it funny how we never ever learn to fall? You're really on your knees and think you're standing tall, but only fools are know-it-alls, and I played that fool for you. I cried and I cried, there were nights that I died for you. Stand the test of time, like we got away with the perfect crime. But we were just a legend in my mind. I guess that I was blind. Remember those nights dancing at the masquerade? The clouds wore smiles that wouldn't fade, but you and I were the renegades, and some things never change. It made me so mad 'cause I wanted it bad for us, baby. And now it's so sad that whatever we had ain't worth saving. Oh, if the love that I've got for you's gone, and if the river I've cried ain't that long, then I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. This ain't love song.
sure I heard them saying it like that.
And that's nonsense. Never heard it like that at all.
Well, this'll have to be one of those for Kane's place names campaign, don't you think?
Well, I do think, because if herself says it's time, it must be time. And basically, Buster from Glen Chas has texted in and said, how do you pronounce Slew and then Freoaghane, which is a hill in the Isle of Man. And of course that hill is in Michael, and it depends. So the word there would most likely be Frachén.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and that tends to be, well, that would mean the bilberry or blaeberry, as we would call them, or whortleberry mountain. Yes. I've never heard of a whortleberry before.
Yes, you lost me on that word.
Well, there we are. According to J.J. Neen, anyway. However, A.W. Moore has another suggestion, and this is as it appears in the Ordnance Survey map, but according to A.W. Moore, Manx names, the second element is Ferrain, a spring or fountain, for he says a spring gushes out of the side of the hill.
Oh.
So it could be Slew Ferrain. Any Michael listeners?
That would be great.
Listening, text in and tell us, would you pronounce it as Slew Ferrain or Slew Ferrain? Or maybe both. I don't know, but text us in. So there you are. Buster, Slew Ferrain would be the version that you've given us, but possibly the mountain is really called Slew Ferrain. And while I was looking in Michael, there's two beauties here that I'd never come across before for place names. Tocherachan Bega, which according to a document from 1792, that was the spelling, the little portions or dowries at Ballacrenain Treen. So Tocherachan Bega, that's a nice one. And then Tóinachan Bega, the soft bottom land on Ceru Glass. And apparently there's a Tón Vein, the white bottom, and it really does mean bottom, as in your bottom. So yes, and that's in Maloo apparently. So yes, so that was a Crapleg Elia Mahone, another wrinkle on me bottom. I didn't know about those two. So thanks, Buster, for alerting me to whatever it was.
Well done for getting to the bottom of it there, Phil. Well done.
Steady now, steady.
Steady. Down
Right.
with that sort of thing.
Let's have a listen to something. What's next?
Station Nation Radio Vannin.
Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And I think, yes, go on. We'll hear a little piece of music, and then we'll tell you all about the year of the Manx language. And this is The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, and a song by Prince.
Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? It's plain to see you're the reason that God made a girl. When the day sky. I know Mars could not be too far behind. 'Cause baby, this kind of beauty, it's got no reason to ever be shy. 'Cause honey, this kind of beauty, the kind that comes from inside. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? So beautiful, beautiful. It's plain to see, plain to see. You're the reason that God made a girl. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world?
As Manx as the barley in Bushy's beer. Manx Radio.
Housing is one of the biggest issues on the Isle of Man, and next on Man in Line, Chair of the Government's Housing and Communities Board, David Ashford MHK, alongside the new Chairman of Douglas City Council's Housing and Properties Committee, Councillor Peter Washington. Making private and public sector housing accessible, secure and affordable, and getting young people on the housing ladder is the challenge. DOI's Housing Division and Douglas Council play a part in the future, our future, perhaps your future. Talk housing and homes to David Ashford MHK and Councillor Peter Washington on Man in Line tomorrow at midday on smart devices, on air, online, on Manx Radio.
And time for us now to find out about the year of the Manx language, and you can get involved.
You can.
And how do you go about getting involved with it?
Well, you can get involved however you want, really, because there'll be an island-wide celebration of the Manx language throughout 2026, and it's organised, or we should say overviewed, I suppose we should say, by GBN, which is the Manx Language Network. But really, we're actually asking anybody who would like to be involved to do that. So there'll be opportunities for already those involved in the language, but we want to engage and involve brand new audiences as well to show that Manx language can be for everybody. So perhaps you would like to get involved in a very small scale way. You might want to learn some Manx phrases. You might think, right, I'm going to say, I'm going to make a point of saying moramai or good morning or fastamai or good afternoon to people, so that you're spreading a bit more Manx in your community. Perhaps you'd like to organise a community event and use a bit of Manx within it. There's lots and lots of things that you could do. We've already heard of ideas for things like community picnics and concerts, ceillies, social media campaigns, even meditation in Manx. So there's endless options. Basically, wherever you can use English, you could use Manx. We have a translation service, in fact, so you could also do an event where you put some translations, Manx bilingual signage around. You might like to, in your workplace, utilise some Manx in your headers and footers and your sign-offs, all sorts of stuff. So you can actually get in touch with translations at culturevannin.im to get some translations. So we all know more Manx than we think, I think. So whether it's in the place names around us, so as Phil was saying, there's loads of place names with Manx in, thousands around the island. And we were talking about the word skeet, weren't we, before, with the Ballyculferrick event happening.
And actually,
so,
there was something that I found earlier in the week. I follow various Scottish, Gaelic and Irish people on social media, and one that came up was from Gaelg Vio, which is Gaelg Vio, living Manx or living Irish in this case, and it says normalise speaking Gaelg. So it says, say Guramayad in the shop, say Maramai in the office, say Kenastaju at a catch-up or Kestau at a catch-up meeting or whatever. Say Tan Emsha Mai on a sunny day. Say sledden yat to your friends. Say Bavaliat Cavan the Hay in your at home or whatever, and say Evi to your kids. And it says here, make speaking and hearing Gaelg normal in everyday life. And it's a great thing to do, because I guess must be well over half the people in the Isle of Man could probably do that without any real problem. Most people
certainly say
would know
Maramai
those.
and Fastamai and Guramayad, I think. And I think that's the thing, is sometimes people might feel a bit I don't know. I think a couple of times I've spoken to people, they might think a little bit timid about saying it. But if you were to say moramai, and then you could always even say good morning straight after, so in case the person you were speaking to somehow didn't know moramai, and then it gives them the option to reply either moramai or good morning, depending on it. You put somebody at ease. But yeah, just saying moramai or fastamai, and it can make a big difference. So I like to do that when I go into shops and things like that as well. So I mean, obviously we were talking about just the daily use of Manx and normalising it as well, but the year that's coming up will give people an opportunity to really kind of get immersed and celebrate it. And it also, the 2026 celebrates a number of different anniversaries that are happening, doesn't it? So we could think of about 7 or 8 different cultural ones, and often to do with the language. Also 40 years since the Heritage Year that happened in 1986. And there's going to be 5 different themes throughout the year. There's young people and families, identity and sense of place, community and creativity, research and resources, and lifelong learning. So lots of projects and events combining those.
We'll explore those themes shortly. But time now for another piece of music, and this is another piece of music I extracted from Owen Williams some months ago, maybe a year ago now, and this is The Who. And this is Mongol is the name of the song, and The Who is spelt H-U, The Who.
Not The Who.
No, so let's have a listen.
Okay.
Manx Radio.
And that was The Who. And this is Mongol. And yeah, you don't hear that on Manx Radio very often. The Who is a Mongolian folk metal band formed in 2016 in Ulaanbaatar, incorporating traditional Mongolian instrumentation, including the modern kur, the tovshur, and throat singing.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say I recognise the sort of the stringed instrument and a bit of, well, I didn't know that I heard any throat singing there, but
It was
the Mongolian
almost,
throat
it was
singing
feeling
is
as though it was
amazing,
almost
isn't it?
going into it.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah, really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, so there we are. And we were hearing just before, I should say, we had a text in, how do I listen to the live lounge at the Meta Lounge yesterday? Well, yesterday would have been the time to listen to it. However, what you can do, apparently, is go to the podcast section of Manx Radio's website, and the live lounge has its very own podcast. So I guess that it will be podcast. I must say it's not one that I've accessed myself, so I don't know too much more than that. But if you go to the Manx Radio podcasts section, it should be on there. Or you can listen again, of course. Yes, you can listen again. There is a listen again button on the Manx Radio website, and you could press that, and that will play you things up to a week that have been played out on Manx Radio. We were talking about the year of the Manx language, and you were telling us about the themes. So the 5 themes include young people and families, identity and sense of place, community and creativity, research and resources, and lifelong learning. And they're fairly obvious, but just in case anyone... more Mongolian music, please. That's from Kenla.
Well, I agree entirely. I really enjoyed that, actually.
We'll have to
go home and listen.
Have a bit of a look.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, I guess, young people and families is, I guess that's the sort of stuff that Munja Vega gets involved with quite a bit. But yeah, if you have a family and you want to use a bit of Manx, there's loads of resources both on the Learn Manx website. There's also on Munja Vega's website lots of resources there too, where you can go to find out how you can just use more Manx. Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do, and it's a good thing to do because it's keeping alive the language and traditions of the island.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing, is just, as we were talking about before, if you can utilise, even just make an effort to utilise 3 phrases as much as you can, that makes a big difference, and it just normalises the use of it throughout the community. So we've got 3 aims for the year, really, and one of the aims is just to really kind of advocate for the Manx language, as well as obviously increasing participation and more speakers across the island as well, and off the island too. Of course, we've got a diaspora of Manx speakers of Gaccan, so it'll be great, and it'll provide a lasting legacy for the future. If you want to find out about the Year of the Manx Language, you can go to yearofmanx.im. That's yearofmanx.im, and you can have a read about that, and things will be getting released, and there'll be lots of news kind of popping out in the next few weeks about opportunities. And then, of course, get your thinking caps on. What could you do in your community to help celebrate and spread the Manx language round? And I'm going to say, like the wonderful Scots writer Len Penny, like a linguistic rash.
A linguistic
It's
rash,
a horrible
yes.
phrase, but it's such a good one.
Spread
the Scots language round like a linguistic rash. Spread the Manx language round like a linguistic rash.
Excellent. Yes, and anyone can have a scratch at it.
They can, Phil. Oh, we're on the puns today, aren't we?
Right.
Radio Vannin.
And that is 10 minutes late, our cue. First of all, to very quickly say that the weather is, let's have a look, we'll just do the outlook bit. Much of tomorrow will be dry and bright with sunny spells, and outbreaks of rain at first on Tuesday will soon clear to become mostly dry.
Oh wow, okay, we are keeping it short, aren't we? Be chirimas gels on a chuch mu merach le shalan grianach rosh me visse chit the ve bodulachs and astabegas hig flia as dramen rish fud na he as be flia as dramen on so tojach gemert.
And it is also our cue for our final Manx track, and this is by Barul, and you do need to drag the tables and chairs back and have a little jig about the kitchen to this one. This is Europop Fona.
Galas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
There we go. That was Barul with Europop Fona. And for the eagle-eared listener, you would have noted that that was remarkably similar tune to Ionasach Fona, which we heard from MacTulloch Vannin earlier. And yes, it's great that you can have two versions of the same tune sounding quite different.
Very different, yes.
Yeah. Well, Graham, I was wondering when Graham was going to text into the programme. Graham texts in and says, whenever I'm on our beloved isle, I always try to greet and thank in Manx. Well done, Jintamai Graham. The encouragement of the spoken word will help keep the precious and poetic Manx language alive. It's very close to my heart. And Graham says, love that Mongolian music. More next week.
Oh, very good.
Well,
right, back by popular demand.
We'll have to. As Gaucarel, as Tanny Soucher, Guramaya, that's from Graham. So that's good. We were going to talk about Midsummer Fear.
We are. So, just around the corner, we've got Tynwald Day coming up, haven't we? And, of course, the celebrations this year will be on July the 7th instead of July the 5th, because it falls on a Saturday, is July the 5th, doesn't it? So we can't possibly have a ceremony on the Saturday, because all hell would break loose.
It's
Actually, I don't know why it is. Is
well,
it just
I'm
because
afraid I do. And
do you?
It's a sad reflection of the Manx nation that because we're not prepared to pay the staff overtime, or perhaps even that we wouldn't get the staff to turn out on a weekend.
Right.
It's the Monday nearest.
I didn't know that, but
which is a bit sad, really, because you'd think it's a national day. Surely, to goodness, we can manage to keep to the 5th. Mind you, of course, it wasn't the 5th, which is why I mentioned Midsummer Fair.
Well, exactly, because it used to be earlier, didn't it? It used to be a good bit earlier, like around basically summer solstice, which we've obviously just had a couple of days ago. So, yes, I mean, I don't know the exact date it used to be, but it was certainly June.
Well, I'm guessing it's the classic shift in the calendar. The old style calendar would have been 11 days earlier, which would have put us round, well, probably a little bit after the Midsummer's Day, but getting close to.
Yeah. So now we have it obviously on the 5th, and
it's Laa Tynwald is
or you could say lesh. And that's short for Shen or Shan Leilioan Bashta, which is the old feast day of John the Baptist. So I know some people who say Leilioan and others who say Laa Tynwald, and it doesn't really matter what you want to call it, but it's Tynwald Day and it's a great celebration. And of course you'll hear a lot of Manx being spoken on Leilioan or Laa Tynwald on the celebration day in St John's. So if you were to walk around the village, of course you can hear in the ceremony, you hear the laws being proclaimed in both Manx and in English, and in fact the ceremony is almost entirely bilingual, which is great as well. So you'll hear lots and lots of Manx being spoken in that, and it's quite legal and formal language though, isn't it, in the ceremony?
Yes, it is, but great. The one thing that you will become very familiar with is slatus.
Slatus, yes.
Slatus means an act. So, slatus Tynwald, an act of Tynwald.
Absolutely.
And yes, the second Deemster tends to read out the Manx, the version of the laws, and the first Deemster reads the laws in English. Occasionally, when you have a second Deemster who's a little bit shy or nervous of reading the Manx, you have the person sat in the next studio, actually, and Lyda, Bob Carswell, will read the laws in Manx, but generally the Deemsters have been pretty good to have a go at the Manx, and they've been pretty good at it. Certainly, Deemster Corlett was I thought his Manx was impeccable.
Yes.
When he was doing it, but he's the first Deemster now. I don't know who is the second Deemster. I don't know. I ought to know, really. Anyway, whoever it is, we're expecting great things from them. I don't know. I'm not. Yes, we'll see what they come up with.
So there's. I mean, and also of course. Since 2022 as well, our Lieutenant Governor, Sir John Lorimer, has been the first governor in living memory to deliver his bit in Manx. And
I think
so. Actually,
possibly the first one ever.
Well, yes. I mean, possibly the first one ever. Certainly in living memory. But I mean, that's great to increase the amount of Manx being heard as well. And he does a good job on that. And I was thinking as well as slatus or slatusun for enactment or acts, or you've got those. You've got other things, don't you? You hear achan a lot, which is a petition or a request.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Should we go through those in a bit?
We'll listen to Ed Sheeran,
and
then we'll come back to
that.
This is Castle on the Hill.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I 15 years old and smoking hand-rolled cigarettes. Running from the law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon that I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs, and when we got paid, we'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. One friend left to sell clothes, and one works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his second wife. One's just barely getting by, but these people raised me, and I can't wait to go home. And I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we did not know the answers, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill.
And there was Ed Sheeran, and we were talking about being on the hill, and this was Castle on the Hill. But Cronk Tynwald, we were talking about, Tynwald Hill,
Yes.
and all the goings on. And of course, the people on the hill, we would have the Kiaull, who is the Lieutenant Governor. We've got the Cúnsail Slátasach, and of course that's the Slatas that we were talking about. Slátasach is legislative, or to do with legislation or acts. So Cúnsail Slátasach, the Legislative Council. And then you have the Ceres Feed, Ceres Feed being the 24, the House of Keys.
Alton and the Ceres Feed, the members of the House of Keys as well, you could say. Yeah.
And then we have the Captain and the Skira, the captains of the parish.
Yes.
And then what do they call them? The beneficed clergy, I think they call them. The Sagatan.
Yes. And Quail Tynwald as well for the Tynwald Court. And as well as saying Cronk Tynwald, you could say Cronk Killey, which is the traditional name for the hill as well, which is Tynwald Hill, but it's Hill of St John's Church. So, have a listen out for all of those different words. You'll hear them in the ceremony.
Yeah, well, we're almost out of time, so Gura Mayad, Ruth, son Chitstiak, thanks for coming in and entertaining us and doing a really good hard sell for the Isle of Man rail card.
Absolutely, which, I love it.
I'll be going back and making that purchase very shortly. But Bobby Bob, John Billy, Robert Carslach is up next with Claire Gael, and we have Randy Newman to sing us out with You've Got a Friend in Me.
Gullas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got trouble, and I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. If we stick together, see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Now some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, big and stronger too, maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.